guys, welcome to Art Today, and for our shading today we're going to be talking about how to shade with, we've been talking about shading all week, but first of all we started off with what most people are comfortable with, which is just shading and blending, shading with a regular wooden pencil and just doing a blending technique. Next, some of you have mechanical pencils and you really like to shade with a mechanical pencil. That's fine, we have that. And then today we're going to kind of, this one over here was using the mechanical pencil differently. Today what we're going to do is we're going to use this even a little bit in a new technique. This technique today is I have two techniques for you. Both of them are going to be done, one of them is going to be done with like a pen, one of them is going to be done with a marker. So I have this tiny Sharpie marker, but it's kind of dying on me, dying real fast. So I'm not going to use that. So what I have is two different kinds. Let's go ahead and start off with the first one. This one over here, I've got to slow down. Slow down, Mrs. Rapp. Slow down. All right. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take, and the closer the dots are together, the more density there's going to be there, and it's going to be, that's where the light is not hitting, so it's going to be the darker area. And then as it comes up here to the light, where the light source is hitting it, it's going to become a lot lighter. And around here, you just kind of want to let it fade out in that circle. I think one of the biggest problems as I'm doing this and as I'm concentrating is you don't want it to look like there's dotted lines everywhere. So just kind of, it's got to be random. But like random and add them together. All right, I'm going to pause this video and I'm going to come back, and the magic of technology, it's going to be all done and just amazing looking. So one moment, guys. All right, guys, so back to our shading, and as you'll see that my sphere over here I shaded with all dots. It took me a little while, but I did it. You can do it too. And I'm noticing just a few more in a few places. All right, then you can put your shadow in here. It's going to be a shadow much like the other one. I actually prefer, maybe I'll do a shading with somehow dots on the shading. I'm not really a fan of that, so I'm going to take this and use some like just lines off to the side over here. Use the hatching technique. There we go. I kind of like that. All right. Next, what we're going to do is I have one more technique for you, and I'm going to go ahead and here's my circle template. I have run out of room of places to draw them, so I'm going to do a little trick here, and I'm going to put one behind the other. Here we go. I want this one. Its light source is going to be right from here. This is a good one also. I like that it's behind it because I can kind of make it look like it's a little bit more shaded. Now with this one, I'm going to, so this one is called hatching. On this one, we're going to get fancy, and I'm going to do something called cross hatching. So they're very, very similar. This is when you feel pretty comfortable with this one, but you feel like, all right, now I'm going to step it up. I'm going to commit, and I'm going to use ink pen. This is actually something you can do, and it makes it go faster. I really enjoy this type of shading. If you'll remember this one from the beginning of the week, this one is shaded in an ink pen, and it can just be a fun, different type of shading. I'm going to get really close. Oh, my camera's not quite going to show you this with the resolution. This over here, right inside of here, is cross hatching. This one over here has a little bit of stippling. This, all of this area out here, these areas, this is all hatching. Oh, there's a hatching way up there that's really easy to see. So this one kind of incorporates all of them and kind of throws them all in there together. Fun work. All right, so on this one, what I'm going to do is I got to make sure, once again, if you wanted to start out with pencil on this one, I'm not going to blame you. This one's kind of a tricky one. So I'm going to take this one, and the lines are going to be moving in the same way that your hatching did, but remember it's called cross hatching, so we're going to get crazy here, and we're going to do 2 different directions. What? Yes, you can do this. You really can. It's once you get the hang of hatching and cross hatching and shading with a pen, which comes with a little bit of confidence with shading. If you've got a notebook or something that you practice shading in and then you're not real happy with it, it's okay. Mrs. Rao has a sketchbook, and the good things get taken out of the sketchbook. I usually put them in like one of those little plastic sleeves, and then I bring it here and it's in a binder. Some of you have seen this binder. And then the other ones that don't turn out that I don't like, nobody ever sees them. They just stay in the sketchbook. So it's okay if you have things that you try and you think, not the best. That's okay. Just try again. You'll get the hang of it. This is one of those where at the beginning it does kind of look like a disaster for most people. So don't worry about that. All right, so I have my hatching in one direction. And then what I'm going to do in here, especially where the areas, you can tell like from here to here, no, I'm not done. I'm just doing this for time saving. From here to here, it's all kind of like the same. So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to do cross, which I'm going to go in the other direction. And all of these kind of need to be, you don't need tons of them. I'm going to go the opposite direction. Oh, I was hoping. One of the reasons why I did it that direction specifically so I could like go in there and clean up that edge. All right, so I'm going to spend a few more minutes on mine and I'll show you what it looks like in the end. All right, guys. All right, guys, so here is the end of my shading. All right, so that is my blended. This is my hatching, which is a little hard to see from here, but if I get closer, you can see that those are individual lines made with a mechanical pencil. This one was done with a thin Sharpie, and this one's called cross hatching. And our last one down here is called stippling, and that's done with a marker also. So there are so many different types of shading. Most people are familiar with the blended, and this is where I find a lot of kids have like total comfort zones. This is what you're familiar with. This is what you want to do commonly, but if you get outside of that safety zone, you can do some really, really amazing things. All right, happy art. All right, bye.